All right, Patriots, I'm about to go back in, but I want to get you more. So when they let in the jury, they decided the jury, right? Let him in. Diddy stood up and stared down the whole jury. He was like looking at all of them as if they all decided his fate. You can see all the press out here, guys. It's crazy. Diddy's making eye contact with all of them. The statement, okay, and the judge said statements by the lawyers are not evidence, and only witness and documents are evidence. Oh, okay, thank you. And then I was just told I got to go beyond the fence here to film. Now, and it was funny. She goes, I want to introduce you guys to Sean Combs. He stands up like, hey, guys, I'm Sean. Nice to meet you. It was kind of awkward. She says Sean Combs. She points to him. He's an icon, a businessman who ran a criminal enterprise for 20 years of crimes, and his inner circle and bodyguards who helped him to cover it up. Crimes, trafficking. You know, you've heard of all of them, she says. And it starts with one night, she says, she starts to tell about Cassie. Cassie, he was on the hunt for Cassie, he couldn't find her, and he forced her to have S and recorded it. He lost control of Cassie. He'd get furious. The whole thing, the lawyers keep saying it's all about jealousy, okay? And Cassie, I gotta be outside. I've been told again. No worries, guys. I'm breaking rules here. So now, it was this one night where Cassie was furious seeing him in a publication with somebody else. She woke up, Diddy saw her with somebody else. He woke up, got his employee, went over to Cassie's boyfriend's house. They broke into Cassie's boyfriend's home. He beat Cassie brutally, kicked her in the back, flung her like a rag doll. That wasn't enough. And he said if she did it again, if Cassie cheated on him again, he would release these freak-off tapes. Now, another thing was interesting, not just freak-offs, they would call them Wild King parties, okay? What's another name, which I haven't heard that yet. So I'll keep you guys updating the Secret Service. Sam out. Samson for president of TikTok.
Yeah, I've never heard of Wild King parties. Throw it down in the comments if you know. It's absolutely insane. Looks like they're trying to turn this trial towards, you know, the interaction between Cassie and Diddy and not all the actual federal, hey, he's been, you know, trafficking people from here over state lines and everything, and trying to make it more of like a personable thing of, hey, this is, you know, DV against Cassie. You know what I'm saying? Let's go down to these comments. I would not want to be a juror. I'd be scared if he put a hit on me. Damn. Staring at the jury to intimidate will be his biggest mistake. He's trying to intimidate the jurors. Statistically, a victim of DV leaves their abuser 7 times before the final time. So it looks like it takes a couple times to get out of there. Diddy really thought he was a king. Only Jesus is king. We're all humans. And why was he allowed to act like that? I hope the judge keeps him in check. And the amount of people that knew and did nothing. Can they please stop calling him? It's kind of hard. Throw it down in the comments. Like, he's an icon. He has, you know, the same thing with Kanye West. He just released all those, you know, those Hitler damn songs on Spotify, and he's still an icon. It's very hard to take away something that these people have done in the past. These people are like, you know, pillars of culture, pillars of music, you know, pillars of making you feel better in tough times, and are, you know, titans in this industry, in the music industry, entertainment industry as a whole. So it's really hard to just take that away and be like, oh, they're not icons. It's like, okay, man. Even though, funny thing is, this is part of when he's like, hey, can you stop calling him an icon? I was watching CNN and Fox News today, and the reporters on there were just saying they were utilizing his status in order to bring the charges, to say that, oh, well, Cassie was caught up in that sphere of influence. Like, well, because of his influence, because he is an icon, he was able to do all these bad things. He was able to facilitate all these negative factors and be able to put pieces in pieces in different places so that he can structure his criminal empire, allegedly, right? So if this is actually a bad thing against him, this is a negative factor for him during this case of being an icon. So when you say stop calling him that, it's like, I don't know, like you kind of need that if you're the defense, right? Let's move to the next video.
Cassie made a choice every day for 11 years to stay with Diddy and to fight for the relationship. The defense's opening statement was an hour and a half long. I made a first video breaking down the first half, so let's get into the second half. According to the defense, Cassie chose to stay with Diddy every day, until one day she decided she was going to break up with him because that was her preferred choice, end quote. Allegedly, Cassie then ran into the arms of another man, a personal trainer that Diddy had actually hired for her. Cassie is expected to testify in court this week, and Diddy's attorney made it clear that the evidence may show that Diddy is a very flawed individual. but not someone that is guilty of racketeering, trafficking, or any of the other charges he is currently being charged with. Diddy's attorney is also claiming that Cassie was extremely jealous of Diddy's relationship with Kim Porter. Then came one of the most discussed moments, the hotel hallway video from 2016. Yeah. Diddy's attorney didn't deny what happened. She told the jurors, what Combs did to Cassie on that videotape is indefensible, but it is not evidence of trafficking. It is evidence of DV. The defense is trying to draw a clear line, acknowledging past DV while denying it amounts to the criminal enterprise that the prosecutors allege. This trial is just getting started, so make sure to follow and let me know if you have any comments or questions down below.
And yeah, her profile's right there. That's sorority. Let's go to the comments. Until you've been in an abusive relationship, people have no right to judge. It took me 13 years to get away. Think it's so easy. And the fact that he's on video knocking her unconscious and dragging her back when she's trying to leave proves she wasn't able to leave at free will. Yeah, only a man would make that argument. It doesn't matter what the defense says about Cassie. The images, yeah, the video is like straight up. But the thing is, they're trying, the jury's trying to, not the jury, but the prosecutors, right, are trying to get Diddy on bigger charges than just DV. So if you try to shift the case to where, yeah, you're going to win on just a DV, claim if you're trying to prosecute that specifically, but they're going for like the big stuff, the big charges that'll lead to, a way more time, way more fines, all that stuff, full federal charges. But now you're pivoting. Of course, you're going to win the DV, but the prosecutors are not trying to go for that. The abuse proves it was not a willing choice. She stayed out of fear. The women in these comments clearly have never been in a abusive relationship. So unless you have, don't speak on what another woman should not have done. Throw it down in the comments, guys, what you think about that. Let's hit the next one.
Cassie is currently taking the stand in the Diddy trial, and her testimony has been deeply emotional. I'm an attorney and I read what happened, so you don't have to. Before I delve into this, I just want to put out another quick statement that I will not be delving into the explicit details of her testimony, as this video will likely get taken down. But also a warning that her testimony does involve DV, so if that is a sensitive subject, please keep scrolling. Let's get into it. Cassie told jurors today that during her 10-year relationship with Diddy, violence was a regular occurrence. According to her, arguments often turned physical. She described being dragged, kicked, and even having her head slammed. When asked how often this happened, she responded frequently. She spoke of black eyes, bruises, and visible knots on her forehead, all as a result of the DV she endured. The courtroom fell silent as she identified a still image from the hotel surveillance, the same video that surfaced last year. She confirmed that it showed one of these violent incidents that she's referencing. Then came testimony for what she called as freak-offs, which is a term for encounters with paid individuals or third parties. Cassie testified that at first Diddy arranged them, but then he put that responsibility on her and had her arrange them. She described being just 22, confused, nervous, and deeply in love, just wanting to please Diddy, even when she didn't understand or want what was going on. She testified that she eventually felt like she had no choice. Cassie testified that she feared both blackmail and violence from Diddy if she said she no longer wanted to participate. She described Diddy as both polarizing and charming, someone who could manipulate the moment to make her question her own needs and her own safety. Cassie's testimony is just getting started, so we'll see how the rest unfolds, and let me know if you have any comments or questions down below.
Yeah, guys, and I think you can definitely get caught up in that type of situation where you're trying to just please the person that you're with because they're providing everything for you, especially so you're like, okay, well, this must be a good relationship, but then you get treated bad here and there, and it gets worse and worse and worse, and then as you're in that situation, you start to just normalize it. And I think that's maybe one of the major problems. Throw down in the comments what you guys think about that as well. I can't believe there will be weeks of this. I can't imagine having to testify while pregnant, this poor woman. How do you get the court transcripts? You just request them. It's all public. Whether you get approved or not, that's another question. Poor baby, she was so young at 22. They're in that world, but a lot of all those those models and the singers and entertainers start really young. For those wondering why she didn't leave sooner, yeah, when you're in a DV situation, there's manipulation, isolation, and threats to keep the other person stuck or feeling that, this is all sad and hope she finds healing and peace. This trial is going fast. Hope Cassie gets therapy after this because having to relive this experience won't be an easy feat for her. No one deserves to experience this ever. Sending love. And yeah, guys, make sure to subscribe to stay tuned with this. We'll have some more videos coming out about this whole situation, about the Diddy trial as well, because it's definitely interesting and I want to see what you guys are thinking. So comment down below, like, and for the algorithm, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.